Ring of Honor recently announced that you had re-signed, and from what I understand, you had actually signed there before the pandemic, but like stuff had unfolded, or that you were coming into Ring of Honor before the pandemic. How did all this unfold? The process of coming into the company and then signing with them.
It was a pretty quick process, but it was actually a very long process. I kind of got hot on the indies doing right after I did the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast, and then I did Impact Pro Wrestling. I did one of their pay-per-views, so I kind of had a little bit of that, like that indie darling name, but Ring of Honor didn't really know who I was at all. But I did know some of the people that worked at Ring of Honor that were talent. So they came to Las Vegas, and something in my gut told me I had to go. Something in my gut was like, yo, bro, you got to go. So I went and I set up the ring. I busted my butt. I set up the ring. I said, if you guys need anything, let me know. I'm here. And then one of the guys named Ryan Ginley, who was part of the road crew, put me next to the producer at the time, was like, yo, you need to take a look at this guy. He asked me if I had stuff. I gave him some stuff the next day. And then about a week later, I got a call saying, hey, do you want to come to Madison Square Garden to the G1? And I'm like, yes, I would love to. I'm going to be in New York anyway. And I wasn't there for maybe about 10 minutes. They offered me a tryout. Did the tryout, and then they asked me, will you become part of the Ring of Honor dojo? And we'll put you on the ring trucks. So I wasn't even signed when I went to the dojo. I relocated from California to Baltimore, unsigned talent, for an opportunity to be signed with Ring of Honor. And they said that we'll put you on the ring trucks, put some money in your pocket. You could train at the dojo, and then we'll kind of see where it goes. And within 6 months, they signed me.
So how did that feel for you? Because, I mean, you're one of those guys that doesn't have a wealth of worldwide exposure, but you do have a wealth of experience. Like, you've been around, you've worked a lot. So, I mean, that's got to be attractive to a wrestling company. That way, like, people can identify Sledge with ROH. Like, that's got to be important for people like them. When you're asked to come to the dojo after you did have all that experience, were you like all on board? Were you hesitant? Anything like that?
It was one of those things where like I had to come back home and talk to my support system and talk to everybody that's around me and be like, hey, is this the right move for you to do? Because it could do one of two things. It can make you, or it could literally break you, and then you'll be done. And one of those things where it's like, if you get the opportunity to do something, not every day Ring of Honor comes and says, hey, we want you to come and do this for us.
Yeah.
Not every day.
And those tryouts are a clear path to getting, like, I know Josh Woods did it. Like, a lot of people have went through those tryouts and ended up being full-time, full-fledged stars in ROH.
Right. And that's kind of the way I looked at it too, is like, if they're asking me to do this, and you got guys like Josh Wood, you got the Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper, you got all these other guys that have came through the Ring of Honor system, the Ring of Honor dojo system, that are making stars out of themselves. Why would I not do this? So I called them back, I want to say within probably about 48 hours, was like, yeah, let's do this. And they said, well, report in September. And I said, okay. And then they signed me. My official deal went into effect March 1st of 2000. Yeah, dude. March 1st of 2020. And the pandemic shut everything down like March 7th or 8th.
I know where I was March 1st, 2020. I was flying back. I was covering AEW Revolution. And I remember the day before I was talking to Eric Stevens. He was like, man, my retirement show's playing for Mania. It ain't happening. He's like, the world is going to change big over the next few weeks. And even still then, I was like, really? How much? How much could it? We'll get it under control. Everything will be all right. Everything was not all right. So, I mean, how were you feeling? I mean, you had a guarantee at that point, didn't you?
Yes.
I mean, that had to feel pretty good then.
It was thanking my lucky stars. It really was. But I also make a joke out of it, like the world crashed because Sledge signed a contract. So, because I had, a number amount of people that believe that I don't belong to be in Ring of Honor because of, my past and, my addictions and, me dealing with alcoholism and stuff like that. A lot of people don't believe that I belong in Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor thought different. They believe that I belong to be here, and I'm showing the world right now that I do belong to be here.
So you're at the dojo. Who are you learning from the most there? Like, or were there different things from different people? I'm really interested to learn how that goes, especially again from somebody who has as much experience as you, because I know that working for Ring of Honor can be a different experience. It's a television product and an evolving one. I've noticed a major shift on screen since they came back from the pandemic, like
That's
new
beautiful,
angles,
isn't it?
new production, and everything.
Beautiful. It's absolutely an amazing production. We have the best wrestling on the planet right now, bar none. Today is actually the birthday of Ring of Honor, and I'm happy I'm doing this with you. So
who would you say? Who
Go
would
ahead.
you say that you learned the most from there, or anything specific that you look back on and you're like, man, I'm glad I had that learning experience at the dojo?
Will Ferrara was a big one. Will has been in my corner. He's he's the head Ring of Honor dojo coach. He's been in my corner since day one, since the day I met him in Las Vegas, man. He's been in my corner, and I can't thank him enough. I really can't, because and same with Dak Draper and Moses from SOS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, those guys, they all came, Moses and Khan, they all came from the dojo system, man. Same with like Joe Keys and, Ken Dixon and all these guys that you're seeing, O'Shea Edwards, that I just got done, beating the hell out, we both beat the hell out of each other, all those guys, you get all those talented guys in one room, man. All it's going to do is push you to be harder, just the most amazing talent as possible. And it is different from working the independents to working with a TV product, because you have to find cameras. You have to know which way to look. You have to know certain ways. So it was good to learn that even more. And then being on the road with Ring of Honor, because I was at every single show, because I was driving the ring trucks, learning the production behind Ring of Honor as well was a huge learning experience of knowing camera 1 to camera 2, watching Will Ferrara work behind the scenes of, being directed and all this fun stuff. It's just, it's a great learning experience, and I'm still learning to this day.
So how did it get brought up, the prospect of re-signing with Ring of Honor, and how were you feeling? Because obviously you hadn't been able to get in the ring probably by the time that those negotiations had started, or had they made it clear from the beginning that it was a foregone conclusion?
I had no idea. It was so, this last year of 2020 has been so nerve-wracking for me, because number one, Ring of Honor fans have no idea who I am. Yes, they've rolled out a couple little vignettes about me from the dojo. I've done a couple interviews here and there, but no one knows who I am. So knowing that is, Ring of Honor could have very easily just cut ties with me. It was like, hey, we haven't really invested a whole lot into you. I'm sorry the way it went down, but maybe we'll take a look at it at a later time. But what's been so good about Ring of Honor, man, is they've taken care of us through the whole pandemic.
That's what I keep hearing. I keep hearing such positive things about the way that Ring of Honor dealt with things. I was asking people from every company, like, how are people treating you? I had one person say, man, I got a raise during the pandemic. Like, that's wild when you've got other companies that are laying people off by the dozens, if not hundreds.
Right. And then re-signing like a bunch of, indie guys. Go figure.
Yeah.
Anyway, and when I was having talks with Ring of Honor going into the new 2021 year, they said, and it's great to have, it's great to have good bosses.
Yeah.
The bottom line, I have great bosses. And they both told me, dude, we see a future with you. Stick with us. We're going to make something. You're a hell of a talent. Just stick with us. And when the bosses say that, like, why would I want to go anywhere else?
Yeah.
So I re-signed for another year, and we're going to see how 2021 looks. It's already looking way better than 2021 right now, because I'm sitting here with you, and I just debuted on, and I've done the Ring of Honor podcast. I've done a number amount of podcasts and video casts and all this fun stuff. And, it's all looking up from here.